Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, I'm going to talk a little bit about Aston Martin. Aston Martin's got an interesting new partnership with a person that I think most of you probably know. Now the trick is we don't know a whole lot about this deal or exactly what's going on. They just sent out a little video that just said more to come, and it involves this guy, possibly the man of the hour, if you will, or probably one of the most famous people on the planet right now, especially after last week's Super Bowl, that being Mr. Tom Brady, the MVP of the game. Now, Mr. Brady and Aston Martin apparently got a new partnership moving forward. Now, a lot of outlets are claiming that he could be a goodwill ambassador for the brand new DB11. A lot of folks say he may be the voice or maybe the face of the brand moving forward in some of their adverts. And there's also that opportunity that they may actually be developing a new machine along with Mr. Brady. So it's an interesting situation. So we'll keep our eyes on just see what exactly Aston Martin and maybe Mr. Brady may have up their sleeves. Sticking with Aston Martin, you may remember this particular machine. This is that Aston Martin Red Bull creation, this all-out super high-performance hypercar that the two of them are developing, that there may be a chance of getting seen more of a production version of this vehicle heading to the Geneva Motor Show. Well, an interesting thing, when this vehicle first came out, the high-end hypercar, we also saw Mercedes-Benz come out and say, hey, you know what, we're going to do one of those too. And apparently now this is starting a trend of sorts, where now another company is coming out, and that being Audi. Audi apparently is now looking at the situation as well. In a nice little interview, the head of Audi said that they are working towards that, or have at least mulled over the idea. And if you got a big gun inside of one of these companies talking that way, he's either really messed up, or that person is basically telling everyone there's something coming quickly. So this is going to be an interesting situation. I tell you what, we are kind of in the golden age of high-performance automobiles, at least as we're sitting right now. In no time, any time in the invention of the automobile, have we had more technology, more performance than any other time than right now. The sharp end of the spear is right now. In one of these years, the bubble's going to burst and all these cars are going to go away. Now, we don't have a situation that looks super sad, because if we go a full EV route someday, way down the line, the performance of those vehicles is pretty breathtaking. So high performance vehicles will be alive and well for a long period of time. That being said, I tell you what, it's an interesting world that we live in now. If you could have ever told me, not even just maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or maybe even 10 years ago, that the Chrysler Corporation or Fiat Chrysler Automobiles would have an everyday saloon car that they sell to the masses, have over 700 horsepower, and do over 200 miles an hour, I would have told you that you were absolutely crazy. So it's a beautiful world that we live in right now. These high-performance hypercars up for sale. It's going to be real interesting to see just what exactly Audi has up their sleeve for this particular vehicle. Speaking of high performance, every brand has a little bit of high performance coming out of them. This particular vehicle being one of them. This vehicle debuting at the Chicago Motor Show. Now, it may look more like just the everyday runabout school-run automobile, much like that Mercedes-Benz that we talked about in one of the last episodes, that estate AMG. Well, think of this as maybe the AMG for Chrysler. This is the SRT version of the Durango. Yes, they slathered their SRT goodness all over an everyday SUV, and they ditched the 5.7 liter normally aspirated Hemi V8 in favor of the 6.4 liter 392 cubic inch Hemi V8 that is linked up with that beautiful 8-speed ZF gearbox. This vehicle makes 475 horsepower and 470 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 60 comes in just 4.4 seconds. And this vehicle will be able to do 12.9 in the quarter mile, which is a whopper feat for a 6-passenger runabout. Not to mention this vehicle has a top speed of, just like that Merc, of 180 miles an hour. Now, don't think that this is some one-trick pony and only goes fast in a straight line, because the SRT group has done a lot of other little goodies to help it around the bends, including stiffer bushings all the way around, stiffer spring rates on all four corners, and a stiffer anti-roll bar out back. Active suspension or adaptive suspension on all four corners. Includes a lot of modes inside of it. Yes, it has the same old little knob that you can switch from modes from snow to gravel and whatnot, even with the track mode. And because this vehicle is all-wheel drive, when the track mode is activated, this vehicle will take the torque vectoring center differential and move 70% of that power to the rear wheels exclusively. Now, you can corner, you can go fast, but what about the stopping? Yes, SRT's got your back there. 6 piston calipers up front with 15-inch rotors. Out back, we have 4 piston calipers with 13.8-inch rotors. Yes, this vehicle has got it in every way, shape, or form. Now, they haven't announced pricing or availability, at least as of yet, on this particular machine. So hopefully we'll have some more out about this vehicle very, very soon. And if you want to, flip on over to the Facebook page. Got a very nice little video. It's only about 40 minutes long, where they strap this thing to, chained it up on a drag strip and let all 4 tires eat on this vehicle. Massive amount of smoke coming from all 4 corners. This vehicle is a pretty impressive piece of kit. Cannot wait to hear more about this. Think they may actually do a helicat version of these, maybe one day. Would be pretty impressive as well. Last up on the list, if you're a Formula One fan, you may have been questioned about the whole halo situation that is moving forward inside the series. In fact, a lot of different manufacturers, every manufacturer in fact, has been testing it out through practice sessions last year. Well, now we're just about a month away from the Formula One circus kicking back into gear, and all these cars are supposed to have this new halo design for 2017. But the FIA sent out an email to all active drivers and relief drivers just asking what they thought. Now, only a handful of them sent back results, and it was decidedly not in the favor of the halo system. Now, the trick of this deal is, as much as I think this is a fantastic idea and it needs to be done for open cockpit automobiles, because with the death of Bianchi and Wilson in the IndyCar series, that could have possibly been avoided if these vehicles had such a system in place, it still is extremely ugly. It looks tacked on. It doesn't look like it's part of the automobile. It really looks terrible in my mind. Now, we've seen some windscreen outfits, much like a non-canopy top fuel dragster, that I think look a lot more appealing and actually make the car look a lot sleeker and sexier. I think Formula One vehicle is very, very beautiful. For all the parts and pieces have a specific fashion and a specific purpose. That being said, and I know the Halo does the same thing, I just dislike the way it looks in every way, shape, or form. So, we'll have to wait and see what could happen with this deal moving forward. We'll definitely keep you in tune of what could happen ahead of the Melbourne, Australia first round of the Formula One Grand Prix coming up in just about a month's time. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. You can check out that SRT Durango video. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.